What's up, everybody, and welcome on back to Smart Dash Auto Repair. Today I picked up a 2023 Honda Navi. Had 0 miles on it, but I added some to it. So I'm going to show you what the exhaust sounds like. This is a stock exhaust. It's kind of big and bulky. The tools you're going to need, because we're going to be replacing it, is a 14 and a 10 mil. And we'll get to that later, but right now we're going to get rid of that hunky thing right there. But first, let's show you what it sounds like. Stay tuned. What it sounds like stock. Not bad, but not very loud. That's idling right there, and this is a cold start, by the way. And let it warm up a bit. But it doesn't sound too bad, you know, but regardless, we're going to get rid of it. So let's get right into it. All right, y'all, so to get rid of this exhaust, even though it sounds cool, looks cool, I want something a little bit louder. So we want a 14 mil and a 10 mil. The 14 mils are gonna be right here where the brackets are actually holding on to the clutch, and the 10 mil is what goes underneath the head. So you're gonna need some extensions, but basically that's all the tools you'll need. So let's go ahead and get rid of the exhaust at the head. 2 10 mils and they're underneath. I definitely advise getting an extension. Okay, that's what the nuts look like. It's a 10 mil, pretty easy to see. We're gonna take the other one off. There we go. All right, 2 10 mils. Now she's free. You can take off these little covers if you need to, but I'm just going to leave them on. Now we just need to take off the 2 14 mils that are holding on the bracket. They have a little more torque on them, so loosen them up a bit. Okay, there's one. This is what they look like. 14 mils, just typical Honda stuff. You can take apart an entire Honda with a 10 mil, 14, a 12, and a 17. That's all you need. Okay, after you take these bolts off, it's just gonna fall. Woo, it's hot. So there you go. This is the old exhaust. Boom, super huge, but we're gonna keep this gasket right here. But all right, sounds good. Now let's go ahead and put the new one on. We're about to show you guys what it looks like. We got it from Reckless Customs. All right, so we got the exhaust from Reckless Customs. I put their link in the description below. Check them out, they got a lot of cool stuff. This right here is the M4 exhaust. So let's see what it looks like. I have not unboxed this yet. Yep, M4. Looks pretty sweet. And that's what it looks like. This is just the muffler part of it. All right, we're gonna sit this aside and come on down here. Look what else they gave us. They gave us some Laffy Taffy. What the heck? Let's see what the joke is. There's a joke on every Laffy Taffy. They're excellent parallel porkers. Oh. Why are pigs good valets? They're excellent parallel porkers. Wow. What's a monster on a leash? Man's best friend. Man's beast friend. Oh God, this is sick. Came with some stickers. Hold on. And, oh, that's a cool sticker. All right, and here is the other part of it. So this is the part that goes to the head. So we're gonna be reusing that gasket. Unless they gave us one in here, we'll have to look into it. And this is where the muffler goes onto. Just like that. And then you put the springs in between here. And so, all right, we're gonna get right into it. cut.
Go.
All right, so like I said, you got to reuse the original donut because it's recessed inside the head. So use some gasket sealer. Doesn't matter, anytime, any type. So that way it kind of holds it into place. And then you can shimmy it in there. See how it's in there? Zoom in on that, or just like look at it, you see it? Okay, you see how the gasket's just sitting up top? But it's actually being held in place by that gasket sealer, so that way we can bolt it in. So, go ahead and put this on the head. There's 2 studs that are sticking out. And not the stud that's putting it together, just the 2 studs on the head. Ha, ha, ha. Okay, and it's on. So now you just need to put the bolts on. It'll be easier to always do it by finger first, especially when you're doing anything inside the head. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the nuts on the extension, kind of like this, and I'm just going to screw it in there. Like so. All right, one I'm finger tightening. All right, all the way until it gets a little tight. All right, I got one of the nuts in. Now I'm gonna do the same sort of thing. Just stick it in the extension. And then from there, screwing it into place. Here, give me that camera real quick so I can show. Let's see if I can show you. So you see this, that nut, those 2 nuts right there? Yeah, so basically there's 2 nuts that you just tighten on with your finger first, and then from there you'll tighten it with a torque wrench. I'm not sure what the specs are, so I'm just gonna do, you know, if it's tight, it's right, sort of deal. I've never had an issue with that. So there's 2 bolts, or 2 nuts, and that's what it will look like after you finish it. Okay, so tighten those up, and then let's get on to the next part. Alrighty, so this is what it sounds like with just the pipe on, no muffler. Let's see. Burbly. Sounds burbly. Cut.
Go.
Alright, so now that you got those on, you kind of want to wiggle the muffler onto the pipe. And we're actually, it's kind of tough to get it on there. There we go. All right, I got it on, but we're gonna see what it sounds like now before I put anything else on. So you ready? Are you ready?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that sounds great. That's what it sounds like, folks. Yeah. Wow, when we're videoing, you can't talk. Cut.
Start.
All right, so in order to get the muffler on and hooked up, you need to put the 14 mil down at the bottom. So cameraman, come up here. This 14 mil needs to go at the bottom bracket. You're not going to be utilizing the top one. It's just going to be this one. So this is how you want the top to look. Eventually we'll tighten that up. But right now we need to put this inside here, but we can't because this is in the way. So we need to loosen up the head again. So I'm going to loosen up those bolts real quick. Not all the way. Just want to have some sort of leverage. Okay, see how it's bending? All right, now we got ample space to do this. So now you want to get the 14 mil here and you want to put it down there. So go ahead and put that back into place. All right, and once you start that with your finger, go ahead and get your 14 mil and tighten it up, because this bracket doesn't really matter how tight you tighten it, it's just for holding structure. Okay. I think I'm gonna need a different thing. There we go. Now get that bad boy in there. Okay. So that bracket's on, it's tight. Now we're gonna re-tighten the head bolts, or nuts, if you will. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, it's on there. Nice. Perfect. So now you'll tighten this up, and then you're going to put the springs on. So springs go right here to here. And literally just get some vice grips or something, and you just want to stretch it out and then put it over to the next spot. It's like working on drum brakes. Pain in the butt, but that's how you do it. You just bring them on. Basically this helps with keeping things, you know, nice and tight. All right, so after these are on there and they're tight, then you've successfully installed the Reckless Customs M4 exhaust. All right, let's go ahead and turn it back on one more time and see how it sounds. Don't cover the camera.
Cameraman Jeff.
Ready? Alrighty guys, so thanks for joining us today. Dash Auto Repair out. Peace.